First of all, cheers. Got up a beer with this. Just the way I like to do things. So cheers. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name's Jake, and I want to learn Portuguese, specifically Brazilian Portuguese. Why? Well, I came to Brazil in February to travel the country, and I got 4 weeks into my travel, and with everything that happened with coronavirus that is still ongoing, I ended up in quarantine in Brasilia. So ever since quarantine started, I've decided to try and learn Portuguese. When I came in February, I was trying to learn a little bit. I was using Duolingo. Being in the country, I was hearing a lot of Portuguese, obviously. And yeah, I was just trying to pick up words here and there, but I never really took it seriously. Now I've got a load of time on my hands. I've decided to go full time on learning Portuguese. So some of the things that I'm doing is I've just started a lesson with a tutor just last week. It was quite difficult to find someone, but I found someone via the app Tandem, someone who offered to do some classes with me, and I checked out his reviews and decided that he seemed like a good guy and had some good feedback. So I made a video call with him and did one lesson, and I really enjoyed it. So so I've done 2 lessons now. And the reason why I'm starting this YouTube channel is kind of mostly really is to track my progress, but also to kind of appeal to anyone that's also trying to learn another language, whether it's Portuguese or any other language. I know a lot of people have been saying it's a good time to learn a language in quarantine because we've got a lot of time on our hands, and it takes time to learn a language. So yeah, this is what I'm doing, and this video I'm going to talk a little bit about my experiences of learning Portuguese from day 1 really, which is I'm considering, obviously it's not day 1 right now, but I'm considering this to be the beginning. But what I want to do in this video, first of all, for my first video, is I'm going to have a quick look through and talk about some of the things that I learned in my first lesson. So yeah, I'm going to go through that while drinking a beer. So my first lesson, I did a video call, and my teacher sent me a PDF which consisted of about 9 pages, which we are continuing to go through. We covered the first and second page. So the first page, there is 4 paragraphs of dialogue, and he spoke through the dialogue and I had to repeat after him. The key was not to look at the PDF file, not to look at the text, but I had to just listen to him and remember exactly what he said and repeat after him, which I find actually quite difficult because I'm so used to, in my learning process, of looking at the text and reading the text and just hoping that I'm saying it right. So it was good to have someone actually tell me the sentences and the words to say, because I had to kind of really think and listen to what he was saying and think about the words he was saying, which made me use my brain a little bit more and think okay, so what does this word mean? Or it was more just about how he's pronouncing the words. So yeah, I'll quickly talk through this dialogue. Dialogue number 1. This is between a professor and I guess a student. So it starts with the professor, and the student's name is Maria. Bom dia, Maria. Como vai você? Bem, obrigada. E é senhor? Muito bem, obrigado. Achi logo, professor. Achi logo, Maria. That was dialogue number 1. Struggling with the professor a little bit, but moving on to the next text. So we're with Jorge now. Boa tarde, Jorge. Como vai você? Bem. E como vai a senhora? Muito bem, obrigado. Até logo, professora. Ciao, Jorge. Number 3. Boa noite, Mário. Como vai você? Tudo bem? E você? Bem, também. Mas preciso descansar para amanhã. Até amanhã, Sônia. Até amanhã, Mário. Boa noite. So yeah, that's 3 paragraphs. I know it seems simple, but for me it's quite difficult because I'm not familiar with these words. So when my teacher was saying "mas preciso descansar para amanhã," I'm thinking to myself, firstly I'm thinking, what does that even mean? But then I had to also think, okay, just concentrate on how he's pronouncing those words. So that was a kind of challenge I felt. Obviously, we spoke about what the actual sentences translated to in English. I had some idea, boa noite, como vai você, tudo bem, e você, these kind of things that I understand already, but mas preciso descansar para amanhã it was a little bit difficult for me, kind of like hearing those words, it confused me. So, moving on. The 4th one is slightly longer, this paragraph, so I will take a drink before. Just realised this room's like a sauna as well. So, let's start. This is between Paolo and Peter. Oi, Peter. Você fala português muito bem. Você acha mesmo? Não falo, não. Falo mais ou menos. Não. Você fala muito bem, sim. Muito obrigado. Onde é que você mora, Peter? Mora no Flamengo e estudou no centro. Todos aqui estudam português. Estudam. Eles falam inglês e estudam português. Moram com brasileiros. Moram sim. Eles falam português o dia todo. E vocês gostam de estudar aqui? Gostam. E também gostamos de falar português. Acho ótimo estudar aqui. Eu moro com brasileiros para falar português o dia todo. So yeah, that last sentence was quite hard for me. There's a lot of words that I struggled to pronounce. Brasileiros. Do not like this word. I've actually repeated it 100 times just to try and get used to it. But when it comes up in a sentence like that, where I have to say acho ótimo estudar aqui e moro com brasileiros para falar português o dia todo, it's a bit of a mouthful for a language that I'm not familiar with. So yeah, this is my first lesson. Some of the things that we sort of pointed out through this dialogue that I learned was the accents. So you have você. On the E there's a little accent, and this is where you have to raise your voice a little bit. Você. And ati logo, ati logo, ati logo. I'm still learning all this, so everything I'm saying may not be completely correct. I'm just passing what I've learned so far, and if any of it's incorrect, then please do comment and correct me, because I want to keep an open dialogue here. So some of the other words, what do we have? Now, this for me is quite hard to pronounce because it's a nasal sound, this A. And it's the same for the word bread in Portuguese, which is pão. Não, pão. You have to say with your nose, like não, pão. And for me, it's like a very unnatural noise to make, because in English language, we just don't have this noise of oh, like I can't explain it, but it comes comes from the nose. So this is something that I'm trying to get used to doing, because it's important. When you go into a bakery and you might ask for pão de queijo. You don't want to go in there and say pan de queijo, pão de queijo, because pão de queijo, they're not going to understand. They're just not going to understand. It needs to be pão de queijo. So yeah, these things are important. As much as, you know, when you learn a new language, you kind of want to brush past some of these things and hope that people just might be able to understand you. Now, think about it in your own language. If someone says bread in the weirdest way, like breed, can I get some breed in a shop? You're not going to have any idea what that person's talking about. So yes, pronunciations are very important. So in my next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the verbs in Brazilian Portuguese, because they blow my mind. It's complicated for me as someone who's learning a new language for the first time. I like so many different words for sleep, eat, study. There's like 6 different words for this, or 4, 5, 6 different words for one word. It's difficult. So yeah, it's part of the journey, I guess, trying to figure out these things. But I feel like, for me personally, learning verbs is going to be like kind of opening the door to being able to write in Portuguese properly, and also be able to talk, of course. So I feel like they're important. I know I've spoken to a few people who said, like, don't worry about verbs, just learn the language, learn words, learn as many words as you can. But for me personally, I don't know, I'm someone that when I see something like this, I don't want to just ignore it. I want to take it on, because I know I can learn it. I just got to be persistent, no? So yeah, if you're interested in learning a language, if you are learning a language and you want to join the journey, if you speak the language and you want to help me, more than welcome, because I'll take any help I can get at this point, as long as it's good help. Yeah, subscribe to the channel and follow the journey, and I'll keep posting videos of my progress, and even if no one watches, at least I'll have videos to watch back of my own progress. So not all is lost if I don't get any subscribers, but yeah, subscribe and join the journey. Cheers.